గృహ నిర్మాణ రంగంలో ప్రజల విశ్వాసాన్ని చూరగొన్న ప్రతిష్టాత్మక సంస్థ మై హోమ్ గ్రూప్ మరో కొత్త ప్రాజెక్టుకు శ్రీకారం చుడుతోంది. నిర్మాణ రంగంలో విశ్వరూపం చూపబోతోంది మై హోమ్ అవతార్. గృహ నిర్మాణ రంగంలో సంచలనాలు సృష్టిస్తోన్న అవతార్ ప్రాజెక్టు శంకుస్థాపన చిన్న జీయర్ స్వామి చేతుల మీదుగా జరిగింది. స్వామి మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. ప్రస్తుతం లైవ్ చూద్దాం.
They are able to build up among the people, among the users, made my home a mark of really owning or making people feel that these are my homes. As Dr. Rameshwar Rao garu rightly said, they have, of course, they are builders, they need to get profits, they have to run their own show. But from the day one, I observed with Mr. Rameshwar Rao garu, he never bothered about how much profit we acquire from the structures we make. But he always keeps himself in the shoes of the people who are going to own them and how they expect them to be, so that we can make them like that. Not only just making according to the requirement of the people, but also what more we can add and make them feel more and more happy. That is the concern of Dr. Rameshwar Rao from day one. Not only in construction area, but in wherever he is involved. He involves deep into that and be a part of it and try to understand the concerns, the requirements, and then tries to provide those things to them so that they feel happy, and ultimately, of course, the providers also feel happy. We always think this happens when you are really having a tender, soft and clean heart with you. Dr. Rameshwar Rao is really blessed with that kind of heart and concern. And the very interesting part is he not only keeping that with himself, but he is inculcating, he is cultivating that kind of habit among all his team, right from his brother till the last person that who is at the doorstep, at watchman, till that person, the similar concern, whatever he has, he is very efficiently was able to inculcate that quality among all. Another good quality I found with Dr. Rameshwar Rao is whenever he gives a responsibility to a person, to an officer, he makes him the owner of that particular activity and makes him take total liberty so that he can make things in his own way. He can put a piece of his mind and then create good colors and make it look so beautiful. We know Mr. Rai Chaudhary, who is sitting right in front of us, who is just a neighbor to Dr. Rameshwar Rao once upon a time, and slowly he wanted to grow himself, and then he became a part of my home and now heading the power projects, and that's all. The total responsibility, the total ownership was given to Mr. Rai Chaudhary and said, do whatever just you want and just see that it takes its own colors, its own wings. And now Rai Chaudhary brought it to a level where it's able to not only just provide power projects, but all sorts of consultancy to anybody who needs that. So also in terms of building structures, constructional consultancy with Mr. Ramesh Manthaji, and who owns that and then makes his own castle and where he can create wonderful things. Everybody who joined him always feels really comfortable with him, and becomes a part of his family, and then makes the things shine with their own colors. That is how he makes even the people who own the houses, who own the projects, to feel that they should live with all sorts of comforts and with a kind of divinity as well. There are two things. One is living in a kind of beautiful atmosphere, that is physical living. At the same time, living with kind of moral courage, with spiritual bent of mind. Both are needed. Physical comforts somebody may be able to provide, but providing the spiritual comforts also is one of the very, very important requirements of nowadays, because of the stress people are facing while living in the world, while doing their jobs and businesses, etc. And also a kind of stress they face and the problems they face from different corners. At the same time, following the ethics, following the morals, for which they need the support from the divine power, that is from the spiritual arena. That's very, very important. So Dr. Rameshwar Rao, in terms of physical benefits, he is providing all sorts of things. I am sure that probably in this state, or when we compare either here or in the state of Andhra, when both are joined together, and even now, the values that he inculcated in terms of providing the facilities around the buildings that they construct and give, I'm sure that nobody provided so far here in this part of this country. There also Rameshwar Rao made a standard of his own. At the same time, wherever he builds, he provides a nice temple, not for the sake of just simply go, do namaskar and keep going, but learn something from that place, know something from that place. Don't think God is there to just give you some kind of boons, you know. When your examinations are, go do namaskar and he passes your examination. When you are in a need of promoting yourself in the office, then go do namaskara, he promotes. These are pretty physical things. You need God to give you courage. God should not give you money. God need not give you visas. God need not give you health. But God should give you inner courage to face anything. Most of the times we always feel that people say that, oh, if you have 1, 2, 3, 4 problems, come to God, do 1, 2, 3, 4 and you get 1, 2, 3, 4. So nowadays even the advertisements are also coming like that, oh, if you have this problem, come here, solve it and just keep going. That means, do you think that God is a provider of all sorts of things that you? Do you think that he is a business guy that you pay this and get this? No, God should not be like that. God should be the one who should make you more strong in terms of your following the ethics and also in making your life more meaningful and purposeful. If he gives you the kind of strength, you yourself can understand the things around. You yourself can analyze the problems you face. You yourself can find out a solution, and you yourself can address any sort of challenge that you face in your life and then push yourself ahead. That is where God should play a role. That's where we need God. That's where the temple should play a role in providing good kind of courage to the man. It should not become a place where you put something and get something. No, it should not be like that. We know the weakness of man. When I am sitting here and if my friend gives me a hand to stand up, then I expect him to give me a hand even to put a foot forward also. I always expect that. And man, that is a tendency of the man. So God should not give you the physical things. God should give you the inner courage. That courage should make you become a real man, to follow the law, to follow the rules, and then become more and more valuable. Dr. Rameshwar Rao 100% tries to follow those kind of values. That is very interesting part. He made the things very, very clear, where no question of corruption is accepted in his consents. No question of white and black. Everything is just pure white. That is the standard what he made in terms of the building the structures, providing the things. That is because he followed the guidance of great gurus, and so he wants to prove himself that he is Mr. Clean, and he lives Mr. Clean, and he wants his people also to be clean always, with all kinds of good practices. The word what he spoke when we met with each other, one thing just he brought to our notice. He got a small temple nearby his village on a hillock. It was a very old temple, ruined. He started his business. He earned a little profit. He wanted to do something to God, because God gave him, good profit. So he wanted to do some service to God. He went to and saw the temple there on the hillock, very much ruined. And he asked how to renovate it. Somebody suggested him, just make a plan and go to the department and see that it is sanctioned, and then you can do the work. So because he is a builder, so then he made his people to draw the plan of the temple as how he wanted it to be renovated. And then he went to the department of endowments of that day. When he consulted the person there to give sanction, so that they need not sanction any money, every pie he is going to spend and see the temple is renovated. But surprisingly, or probably more commonly, they said give 10% so that it will be sanctioned. He said that he was shocked. If it is some other department where the other things take place, so they may demand for some kind of perks. But this is a department meant for temples. Here also we have to pay something and see that it is sanctioned. So he said, Swamiji, I thought anything related to temple is always 100% pure, and it's very, very good. But to my surprise, there also these kind of malpractices are existing. That is, now what happened later is the story part. I am not interested in giving the story, but he wants to look at things in a way as they are supposed to appear, and he wants to make them to appear like that. That is Mr. Rameshwar Rao, and he grew up his concern to a level where anything that happens is always 100% pure, transparent, and he expects everything to be like that. When I saw his Navadvip, and then Jewel, and then next level of the structures that are coming up one after the other, anything that is required by a person living there is provided there. Right from barber, medical, playing, games, market, vegetables, anything you, as our
మై హోమ్ కొత్త ప్రాజెక్ట్ అవతార్ శంకుస్థాపన సందర్భంగా చిన్న జీయర్ స్వామి మై హోమ్ అంటే నాది అనే ఫీలింగ్ రామేశ్వర్ కలిగిస్తారు. వారు ప్రతిదీ ప్యూర్గా ఉండాలని కోరుకుంటారు. అందుకే ఆత్మానందాన్ని ఇచ్చే దేవాలయాలు కూడా అక్కడ నిర్మిస్తారని ఈ సందర్భంగా ఆయనకి ఆశీస్సులు అందజేశారు.